If I already eat a healthy diet, sleep well, and exercise, what else really moves the needle?
So, knowing your numbers, everyone should know certain numbers related to their risk of cognitive decline and brain health. In 2019, we published a paper called The ABCs of Alzheimer's Risk Reduction Management. In 2024, in Nature Mental Health, we published another paper called The ABCDs and Es. So, let me explain what these are. Everyone should know their numbers. If you eat a healthy diet, if you think you're healthy and you think you're doing everything right, you may be doing everything right, but what are your numbers? So A is anthropometrics. That's a big word for body composition. It's not just about weight, but it's also about what your weight is made up of. As the belly size gets larger, the memory center in the brain gets smaller. Everyone out there needs to know their percent body fat. What is your percent body fat? What is your muscle mass? There are at-home scales for a couple of $100 that can track these things. They're not perfect, but they're pretty good. There are DEXA scans that also look at bone density and body fat and muscle mass, and those are a couple $100. I go to a DEXA every year in New York City. It's $150. Yes, not covered by insurance. I do pay for it because it's important to my health. A DEXA scan can help you track these things. It's not just about weight. It's about your waist. It's about your muscle mass. The more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism, and the faster your metabolism is, the lower your blood sugar is, and the lower your blood sugar is, the better metabolic and brain health you have. So A is for anthropometrics. B is for blood-based biomarkers. And I'm going to give the old-fashioned answer before the brain biomarkers existed. Cholesterol markers, nutrition markers, inflammatory markers, and metabolic markers. Everyone out there should know, in my opinion, what their fasting insulin is, what their fasting blood sugar is. A lot of people talk about their hemoglobin A1C or HbA1c. These are all markers of risk of diabetes and prediabetes. To me, prediabetes is diabetes. I believe that when it's related to brain health. So if someone says, I'm doing great, I feel good, my doctor says I'm fine, well, what are those numbers? Know your numbers. It's not just about normal, it's about optimal. And everyone needs to know their LDL. Their HDL may or may not be important. Triglycerides, really critical. Omega-3 fatty acid levels, vitamin B12 level, homocysteine levels, vitamin D. And there's a lot more, but everyone should know these numbers. You can get more education. RetainYourBrain.com has a free program where you can learn these risk factors, and then the software guides you and educates you. You can go to ind.org, free education. So there's a lot of resources out there. Know those numbers. C, cognitive assessments. The RetainYourBrain.com software actually does cognitive assessments within the software. It's hard to do cognitive testing. In the past, people had to come into offices. It's costly. It's not covered by insurance. We're a sick care system. We're not a healthcare system. Cognition is key. If someone out there wants to do more about their brain health, get a cognitive screening so that at least they have a baseline. And then if something changes later, you can cross compare, and that baseline is worth its weight in gold. The D for ABCDE is DNA. So if you are out there and you haven't checked or want to know, there's a gene called the ApoE gene. ApoE comes in a few variants: ApoE2, ApoE3, and ApoE4. I believe that it's important for people to know these numbers and know what their genetics are. Just having an ApoE4 variant does not mean you are going to get Alzheimer's disease. It increases your risk a little bit, but there are many things that a person can do. I believe personally, this is me personally, that if you have one copy of the ApoE4 variant, maybe like someone that I'm talking to today who's been very public about this, I believe that 80 to 90% of the ApoE4 induced risk can be neutralized or minimized by lifestyle changes, moderating vascular risk factors, and other healthy lifestyle behaviors. So genes are not your destiny. By having an ApoE4 variant, and again, there's lots of free education. RetainYourBrain.com gives you a plan. If you have E4, you're going to get this plan. If you don't have E4, you're going to get that plan. We have videos on this. I believe knowing your DNA is critical. And again, just because you have a gene does not mean you're going to get Alzheimer's, specifically related to the ApoE4 variant. And then E, so A, B, C, D, and E, emotional health and social engagement. I was wrong for many years. Just go, 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 do more, mind over matter. It's okay. Stress ages the brain. Rumination is the worst possible stress you can have. If you want to fast forward brain aging and get on the fast track to Alzheimer's and cognitive decline, be stressed out all the time and be neurotic and ruminate. Social engagement also is critical. Staying engaged, having friends, adult education classes, activities. You may optimize your numbers, but are you optimizing your numbers when it comes to stress and social engagement?